I'm Jake.
And Alex.
Welcome back, and as of, I don't know the specific day, but around this time, about 10 years ago, was when I personally first discovered the Nostalgia Critic, Doug Walker's famous review show, and that led to me discovering the Cinema Snob and so many other online movie and TV reviewers, and my life has never been the same since. Inspired me to create my own review show, the JMC Reviews, over on my other YouTube channel, and it got me to eventually bring in guests, like Alex here.
Yep.
It's been a fun ride watching a bunch of their stuff over the years.
Yeah. Definitely an eclectic mix of cinema.
And I thought to kind of celebrate being more or less 10 years since I first discovered the dude, we could watch I'd show you the first Nostalgia Critic review that I can remember watching in its entirety. This is Doug's 2010 review of the infamously bad stoner comedy Biodome, starring Pauly Shore and Stephen Baldwin.
Which could be one of the worst movies ever made.
Yeah.
Were the Raspberries around at this time?
I think Pauly Shore was nominated. I don't know if he won. I think Tom Arnold won over him.
Fair.
And interesting thing to say before we start, Biodome was originally conceived as a possible Bill and Ted movie. And you can kind of see the similarity, but that's where it ends quickly because
no plot. Minimal development.
Yeah, the others were like, we're done with this for a while at least. But they eventually did do the third one, much better received, and today we're going to see what many call the film that kind of cemented that Pauly Shore was never going to really go anywhere. We have been informed that Biodome was supposed to be a Bill and Ted sequel that the studio switched at the last minute. After much consideration, we've decided that this information would not help the movie in any way.
Hello, I'm the Nostalgia Critic. Guy, remember it? I fucking hate Biodome. I fucking hate Biodome. I fucking hate Biodome. I fucking hate it.
How do you really feel?
Thank you. Anyway, I fucking hate Biodome.
Crazy days.
I mean, I don't think I've seen a more annoying and obnoxious piece of cancerous ass. It's so grating and ear-rapingly bad that I'm surprised the movie itself hasn't been arrested for indecent exposure. It may not be the worst movie, but trust me, it's in the top 5. This is the movie, these are my wrists after watching the movie, and these are the notes I took after watching the movie.
I agree with the why.
So let's just go ahead and get this over with. So the film starts appropriately enough by throwing its garbage at us, a fitting metaphor. We see our main stars listed, Pauly Shore and Stephen Baldwin. Honestly begs the question, how bad do you have to be listed under Pauly Shore? Credits roll on like a cinematic ransom letter until the story finally begins.
The place is the Arizona desert. Here, a team of scientists and investors has come together to create the first space station on Earth. A self-contained world.
That is not a space station.
Their mission will be to sustain life for 1 year while living in harmony with nature.
They're co-naming it the Really Stupid Experiment.
Congratulations, Biodome 5, and good luck.
So while that waste of time is going on, we cut to an even bigger waste of time. This playful scamp is named Squirrel, played by the devil's pubic hair himself, Pauly Shore. Paid for covers wrong, to lose
Oh my.
That's the first line. Literally, the first line he says makes me want to lobotomize myself. We have to watch a whole movie with this anus. Now, for those of you who are young and have no idea who Pauly Shore is, good. So Shore is joined by his good buddy Stephen Baldwin, who plays another idiot named Doyle.
Could be even worse.
In that wonderful time of the 90s where stupid guys didn't really have to have jobs, and yet somehow they live in relatively nice places. Oh, and they also somehow date really hot chicks as well. Come on, are we really supposed to believe the 90s were like that?
Lois Love Hog, baby.
The 90s, kid, why lazy morons keep getting good stuff back then.
Dude, that's just how we roll. What you see is what you...
What was that?
Oh, it's probably just my landlord with another eviction notice. And a battering ram. And a sawed-off shotgun. Gotta go!
Anyway, back to the review. So Squirrel and Doyle spend most of their time hitting each other with books and explaining why it's smart.
Oh my
I
gosh.
can't believe you cracked those skulls just to get out of this.
I don't understand. The book fell on him. I mean, well, he fell in the book. They collided.
Bullshit. Bullshit. But it is just like you two to try and weasel out of your responsibilities on Earth Day.
By the way, yes,
Okay.
that is the lesbian with the funny voice from Chasing Amy. The only thing that gives me hope for all this is that she castrates Pauly Shore and starts making out with the brunette. But I don't think the writers are smart enough to do something so stupid.
Well, they're getting better. They're taking yoga. And you're the one that keeps on raving about how flexible Bud is getting.
There is something about a man who can lick his own back.
Oh my
What am
gosh.
I supposed to say to that? So it turns out these two are super environmental bimbos who want to help clean the environment for Earth Day. But their dumbass boyfriends have even more important things to do.
Ugh.
Oh my gosh.
Dumbass boyfriends.
We met these guys from Arizona Tech and they're taking us
I
out
can't
to
even look.
That's just like...
What? You met men?
Oh, and they're on the swim team.
Our girls have been seduced by breaststrokers.
They got it.
So they set out to find their girlfriends because they're
Cigarette
afraid that
or
they're
joint,
gonna
who
sneak
knows?
some breaststroke swimmers. They should just retitle this movie "Stupid White People Doing Stupider White Things."
Oh, check out that bomb.
Oh, must be a grand opening. Biodome. Think that means it goes both ways?
I don't know, but we do.
Never do that again, for the love of God. So they get to the spot, only to find out that the ladies tricked them.
There used to be fish here, remember?
Yes, I do. A long time ago when we were kids, right?
Leave her alone, Mom.
I'm teaching Bud how to live
You know who that is?
water.
That's Patty Hearst, I believe.
No,
Really?
try for 3
Yeah.
minutes.
Random?
Yeah, you tried to tell it.
She is in this
You
movie.
get a vast empty void of silence. So as they start to head back, they come across the biodome, which looks more like bio Pringles cans, as the five
Yeah.
scientists get ready to head inside.
How is that in there?
Yeah.
Let's introduce my team. Mr. T.C. Romulus, our entomologist. Miss Petra von Kant, our oceanographer.
What do you need an oceanographer there for?
Agriculturalist.
That's not agriculturist, that's Miss October. In fact, only 2 of these people look like real scientists, the rest look like fashion models. How phony is that? Haven't you seen any movie scientists that got white lab coats and messed up hair? Like Doc Brown, played by Christopher
Yes.
Lloyd. That was a scientist. These guys are GQ covers. They're insult to movie scientists everywhere. What would Christopher Lloyd say? Oh, it's good to know. Thanks, Christopher Lloyd.
Doug meeting
Oh, by
him.
the by, does this head scientist look familiar to you at all?
I'll tell you what's hazardous. You're facing federal prosecution for at least a half a dozen environmental violations.
That's right, it's Walter Peck from Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
And yes, he's an environmental douche
With
in
a
this
mullet.
movie, too.
Wow.
One day to sustain life on new worlds far, far away.
So Squirrel and Doyle sneak their way in to take a piss while the Nazi from Blues Brothers seals the biodome up with the scientists inside. But wait a minute. Oh no! They're not supposed to be in there! I smell shenanigans. Or in their case, shit-nanigans.
Get them out now. The doors are sealed for 1 year. I can't open the doors. Because if I open the
Plausible.
doors, the integrity of all the scientific data is compromised. Is this true?
Yes, it's true. This man has no dick.
Adding to what we said to the whole system off balance.
Then the system will adapt.
Ah yes, let's go over this again. They can either just open the door up and let them out, simply starting the countdown over again.
Right.
Or they can let
Yeah.
the chaotic time bomb stay inside.
It would make
and
more
try
sense
to
if they
destroy
popped
everything.
up weeks
But these
in.
morons
Yes.
studied before this, the environmental impact of Bigfoot. So because space is tight, they had to have them stay in the janitor's closet, where the idea for this movie probably should have stayed.
For the blanket. Choose the blanket. For fun.
You almost want him to punch him with that
Oh, Pauly Shore.
Oh good, I just heard the soundtrack to my night terrors for the next few weeks.
fist. Ugh. Don't add an echo.
They can't just stay confined to one room. So it's raping time!
Yeah. Definitely a comedy of its time.
We're rapists and adulterers. So, yeah, the majority of the movie is just these guys acting like douche monkeys as the audience scratches their head trying to figure out what's supposed to be funny about it.
Matthew Perry, they ain't.
That Pauly Shore is to white people
I don't
what
know what's
Jar
going
Jar
on.
Binks is to black people. I'm very offended.
So, hey, I know you
Said Pauly Shore is to whites, but Jar Jar Binks is to
Yeah.
blacks.
do it like that.
Hey, that's the best performance of the movie. Finding Pauly Shore funny. That is no easy task.
Okay, maybe I'll show you some other maneuvers later.
Eventually their girlfriends find out where they are as they go to visit them.
Listen, maybe you're not aware of it, but we're a vital part of the homeo system.
Don't you think your couch is having withdrawals? Don't you think you should get back to your Jennifer Tilly impersonation?
We gotta go. Bye.
Bye.
Love story of the ages.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. God damn it.
I am so fat. Nobody likes me. People did like me.
Not amusing.
Oh, thank you.
You know, I think this film is the
And Stephen Baldwin could be a worse
Nothing
actor.
substantial most likely will cause diarrhea. I'm beginning to think this movie is the predecessor to all those really bad YouTube videos you see. You know, the ones where two dickheads do dickheadish things while one dickhead laughs at the other dickhead while that dickhead gets hurt but sadly is crippled for life. That's this movie. God, every new edit in this film hurts me.
Good afternoon.
It's all the same.
Two plus eight. Chateau swirly stub. It's a bit plucky.
So that's what happened to our fruit harvest.
Mini tribal.
Laugh at us! Laugh at us!
This must be a case of justifiable homicide if there ever was
Were
one.
dropped. Either that or they're some kind of special needs kids, but there's no way these are normal functioning people. Especially if they think that this shit is funny! We're gonna take you for a
Why would they just knock it down?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. If a doctor came up to me and said I had a bad case of Pauly Shore and Stephen Baldwin, I'd cut off my head with a fork.
Damn it, damn it, damn it.
And by the way, this is it. This is all they show for like 45 minutes. Once in a while, they come back to a pointless scene with Marilyn Manson's ex-girlfriend here. Who's just like
Rosa McGowan.
Pleasantville for some reason.
The
but
bitch
other than
herself.
that, it's just this. Will you just decapitate them already?
Well, they're getting hit.
Here's a good idea. Have a point. It makes it so much more interesting for the
For
listener.
actual talent.
Sweet crispy Jesus, every time one of them speaks, I hear a child being murdered. I'm not kidding. That's seriously what I hear every time one of them talks.
God damn, Doug.
So the scientists finally come to their senses and ditch the two bungholes in their indoor desert, leaving them little to no means of survival.
The idea being that while we are here, you are there.
Congratulations, movie, you have me totally siding with the bad guy. Walter Peck in a mullet is the more credible choice here. That's how bad we got it.
We can't just leave them there.
They are a symbol of everything that is wrong for this world.
That's
Yep.
correct.
Yep.
Violation of the Environmental Protection Act.
I know this seems incredibly unrealistic as scientists wouldn't usually partake in murder, but I don't care. If it's Pauly Shore and Stephen Baldwin's murder, it's all for the greater good. So they spent several days practically starving to death when they come across an interesting discovery.
A key.
Oh!
Wait a fuck nugget! You mean this airtight, totally concealed bubble could have been open this whole time with just a key in the back glass door? party, of course. As they
Ah.
bring everyone they know back to the biodome so they can have a rockin' good time. The girlfriend's hero
course.
has some sort of Earth Day event where they Tenacious D?
Don't say we didn't say some freaking dreams.
Oh my
Wow.
God, real
Yeah.
comedy! Real
Jack
I
Black.
forgot about that.
Oh, save me, Tenacious D! Help me to laugh again!
Party at Biodome. All right, let's go.
No! No! Go back to Tenacious D, you ass mongrel! Don't you know real comedy when you see it?
Very random.
Oh, how dare you come back to those cock eaters! You passed over the only talented people in the movie, you moron! It's like looking at a lineup of the world's greatest martial artists and being like, Jackie Chan? I don't think so. Bruce Lee? Maybe next time. Steven Seagal!
Welcome to paradise.
We're still not funny!
Dora, look at this place. It's being destroyed.
What you guys want is like a big environmental party.
You assholes! You assholes! Look, you're killing the
Apartment.
biodome.
So after the party is over and they've destroyed pretty much everything the biodome was trying to accomplish, they try to put it back together again by restoring all the clean air through just picking up everything. Great, that's like trying to fix
Filters.
Hiroshima by handing out band-aids.
Do you have any idea how possible it would be to make this place habitable again?
We're taking over this dome.
We're all gonna die! I am acting! Seriously, this film couldn't get any less funny if they just shot a clown.
Back and to the left.
Huh.
A clown. Elsewhere, the infamous Biodome is back in the news.
My God, you're actually trying to kill comedy, aren't you? You're trying to physically destroy everything that is humorous in this world. You're not gonna kill me with it. No. How much of this movie is left? 15 minutes? Alright, I'm just gonna rush through your diabolical plan, you sick fuck movie. Walter Peck goes mad and disappears for a while, but returns as the Unabomber. Literally, his hair grows long, he has a beard, and he gets explosives to try to blow up the place. He does this by combining nitroglycerin with coconuts. Just go with it, it'll be over faster. But his plan doesn't work, as the explosions seem to happen next to the coconuts instead of actually. But he also has a detonator, and plans to use it to blow up the entrance.
Give me the detonator.
What is the magic word? Please.
The bombs blow up, but mysteriously and unfortunately, nobody is hurt. The boys reunite with the girls, people confuse this experiment for a giant success, and Walter Peck ends the movie by doing his best flying circus impression. It's...
Oh gosh.
Monty Python's a Flying Circus. Brought to you by the worst of humanity.
Yep.
This is awful! I mean awful! All the funny is replaced by a giant cauldron of annoyance. You just can't comprehend how bad this movie is. It's just two really unfunny people doing really unfunny things and confusing it for something really funny. I haven't been aggravated by a movie like this for a long time. And that's saying something considering the movies I've reviewed. Fuck this movie! Fuck this movie forever! I'm a Nostalgia Critic.
Yeah.
I remember it so you don't have to!
Whew.
Yes, we really did get Christopher Lloyd to say I was frozen today.
Bullshit!
So, that was the review that got me hooked on the Nostalgia Critic. What do you think?
The review was good, and I think he definitely captured the spirit of Biodome, which I had forgotten just how terrible it was. I mean, oh my gosh. There's zero talent, other than maybe Tenacious D, in that entire film.
William Atherton, Walter Peck.
Yeah.
He's usually a pretty good actor, but yeah, it's another misguided idea of who the real villain is.
Yeah. I mean, they were the real villains. I mean, there's some sort of anti-hero here, and it's just, there's no point. Most of the review here, my mouth is agape.
Yeah. It just looks fucking awful, and the thing with Pauly Shore, like, I never really saw a ton of his stuff, But from what I've seen, I don't get it. I don't get the appeal that he had. I don't get how he could appeal to anybody above the age of 12.
I mean, in limited snippets on MTV in the middle of videos, like doing his annoying party thing at a party, I guess it worked. If it's like Gilbert Gottfried, right? Like, if you understand the context, I guess it works in limited doses. But this is terrible. I mean, and it goes so much more beyond just the 90s terrible kind of thing, you know? Yeah. This is absolute garbage, and I think he definitely picked up on that in his review. I don't think he minced his words whatsoever here.
This is definitely during Doug's, this is his second year, third year I think as the Nostalgia Critic. This is definitely during his more rage, energy years, and he's kind of simmered over time because he didn't want to keep repeating the shtick.
Yeah.
And also, he's a bit older now, and it's hard to get that riled up.
But there was a lot to work with here.
Oh yeah, Biodome could definitely do that to you. Although, I will say, and call me a masochist, I did watch this movie after seeing this review, simply out of curiosity. Be like, is it really as awful as he says it is? And after I saw it, my thought was, yeah, it's pretty awful, but honestly, it's not the worst film I've ever seen. Like, there were probably 4 jokes that made me laugh. So I'm like, if there's actually a moment that makes me laugh, then it's not the absolute worst. But I think a lot of that is like owed maybe to William Atherton, his scenes.
Sure. I remember the party in the Biodome. That one I do remember from watching it originally.
There's also this scene where they play the song, I forget the name, it's by Men Without Hats. The safety dance song.
Oh, okay, yeah.
They play the safety dance, and that sequence I remember thinking was actually a good scene. But this is my own joke about a joke in the film. You know a movie's in trouble when its funniest scene is a rape joke. And I'm not talking about the bed scene. There's a scene where one of the scientists says to Stephen Baldwin, "Where did you come from?" And he goes, "My mother and the authorities are still trying to figure that out."
Oh.
Oh, okay, that kind of made me laugh.
Yeah.
And speaking of which, because you seem to get riled up about him yourself, Stephen Baldwin.
I think he probably was worse than Pauly Shore. Because at least Pauly Shore was doing his shtick that he became famous for. But Stephen Baldwin was just an imitator, a hanger-on, no-talent hack here. I know he's made a career mostly out of that, but oh well.
And
Stephen Baldwin's had some fine moments, but this was definitely not one of them.
Yeah, I mean, I liked him in The Usual Suspects and The Beast, but this was definitely the beginning of his downfall before he went all born-again Christian and devoted his life to making movies that Brad would parody in Jesus Bro.
But this is the same era as like Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, and those Jim Carrey movies that I absolutely couldn't stand either. You may like them, but that like slapstick 90s genre, I just never a fan of any of it.
Pauly Shore is like a even more immature, charmless version of Adam Sandler.
Sure. And I get it, they're trying to do like a dumber, Dumb and Dumber thing here, right? And Bill and Ted's being the original version of that. So paying homage, but it just never worked. It didn't work. Nothing worked here.
Here's a fun story. Stephen Baldwin said that he told Alec that he was going to do a movie where he's locked in a biosphere with Pauly Shore.
Oh.
To which Alec Baldwin replied, "I think that's the single most career-destroying move ever."
Well, he's not wrong.
But yeah, that's the gist of what I had to write down about this.
I think what made it worse is all those little small bits he snuck in there with actors with real talent,
Yes.
And it's such a contrast between the no talent here.
Yes. William Atherton, Tenacious D, And as much of an awful person as
Bill
she...
Murray, you know, and all these other actors he snuck in there, it's just,
Yeah.
And you know what? The only thing that Pauly Shore and Stephen Baldwin have going, they probably were better actors than their girlfriends were. Like, that's the only thing they have going for them. They were worse.
I don't think Joey Laurie Adams is, like, she's been good at other stuff. The high-pitched voice girl.
Yeah.
But here, I don't think anybody could really work with much.
Was there a script? Or just make something up and we're filming?
I think my favorite moments from Doug are when he's physically hurt by the key in the door.
Yes.
And the most dumbfounding moment that just made me be like, was when Pauly Shore did the little tribal dance in place. And one part that Doug thankfully cut out of this review, he didn't include, was where Stephen Baldwin, Pauly Shore are reminiscing about old sleepovers they used to have. And then we cut to them in a tent in their bedroom, and they're wearing like S&M gear, and Pauly Shore is like farting, and Stephen Baldwin is like going,
oh gosh,
trying to guess what he ate.
Yep.
It was, it's not as gross as the toenail chewing bit, but yeah, I'm like, is this the writer trying to work through his very weird fetish phase? Because what the fuck?
Awful.
That's all I can really think to say. Just, I forgot this movie, a lot about this movie, but Doug's review, this is the one that jump-started my passion for film reviewing, so I guess that's one good thing that
I can see why. You know, this is a Doug work right here. You know, it's classic, on-brand Doug. So
absolutely, and glad you enjoyed it, man.
Whew, that was a lot.
Yeah. Well, we'll see you again, hopefully soon.
All right. Until next time.